Dear committee members, on behalf of the Integrity TO Citizen Coalition, I'm writing to express serious concerns regarding the city's treatment of a longstanding Toronto boating institution, the Toronto Humber Yacht Club. For nearly 7 decades, this club has served generations of Torontonians who share a love of boating, the outdoors, and community life on our waterfront. Founded in 1956, the Toronto Humber Yacht Club has been a gathering place where neighbors connect, friendships are formed, and families pass down a tradition of boating from one generation to the next. Its clubhouse walls, lined with the names of past Commodores, reflect a proud history of civic camaraderie and volunteer stewardship. It is therefore deeply troubling that the city appears to be prepared to abruptly terminate this 70-year tradition. The club has reportedly been given minimal notice to vacate its lease with vague environmental justifications and no clear report explaining why this specific club is being targeted. The Toronto Humber Yacht Club is a nonprofit organization. Without the revenue from the 2026 boating season, it does not have the financial capacity to suddenly relocate or dismantle its facilities. Placing the club in this position is punitive, it's unfair, and it raises serious concerns, not only among the members, but across Toronto's broader boating community. As we saw in the West End Lions Arena saga, Torontonians care deeply about tradition and community spaces. Institutions that have fostered recreation, volunteerism, and camaraderie over generations should not be unilaterally dismantled without a transparent process, due diligence, and a fair opportunity to address concerns. At present, the city has not demonstrated good faith in 2 key respects. 1, clearly articulating why this club, after nearly 70 years of operation, must suddenly cease operating at this location. And 2, providing the club a fair opportunity to resolve or mitigate any issues raised by the city, the TRCA, or other stakeholders. If the concerns relate to jet skis, noise, or environmental matters, then those issues should be addressed collaboratively through reasonable mitigation measures. Any rational observer would conclude that abruptly shutting down a long-standing community institution without meaningful consultation is both unfair, unnecessary, and sends a chilling message to all community clubs who lease land from the city. On behalf of the Integrity TO Citizen Coalition, we respectfully urge this committee to include the Toronto Humber Yacht Club in the renewal framework, contingent upon a mutually agreed path forward that addresses any legitimate concerns. Toronto has a proud and vibrant tradition of boating. If we value that tradition, we must ensure that historic community clubs like the Toronto Humber Yacht Club are given a fair chance to continue serving the citizens of this city. And just as an aside, to demonstrate the incredible tradition and heritage of this boating club, I wanted to share with the members here this incredible frame. What we see here is the list of all our World War II veterans who were avid mariners and boaters who helped build this club and were proud members of this club. In fact, you can see on the bottom, there's various different insignias representing different battalions or troops that members were a part of. So on the bottom left here, we can see these members were in the Canadian Navy. You can see the Union Jack and the boat, and they were looking for U-boats on the seas. And then, of course, there were airmen and women. And so I think this is a powerful frame, and it tells you the history and the lineage and the tradition of this boat club. And I think we need to be very careful, as we've seen in many other stories in this city, that when we have such great traditions, we have to be super sensitive and careful on how we approach them in situations like these. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tate. Question? Microphones. Question of the deputy from outside members.
Mr. Tate, I wondered if you would allow us to take a closer look at that frame, if that's okay.
You want me to bring it to you?
Right now, because there's a wall now between us.
Sure.
And just secondly, it's a general question about your observation. You cited some other decisions that council made, and this is one that's before council. Are there concerns about public perception and decision making as it pertains to services and amenities to the public, and how do you think the process could be better? Because what I detect is an erosion of confidence. So how could we get people more confident in the decisions? And this is an example.
Well, I think there just needs to be a lot more transparency and an understanding of the justification of why certain decisions are being made. And as was echoed by other deputants, it seems to be very opaque. Why are particular boat clubs being singled out to be excluded from this renewal framework? And why are those justifications not backed with powerful documentation. If, and this is a big if, but if there are ecological impacts of certain boating clubs, there should be a comprehensive, scientifically backed environmental report saying as such. And then that report should have mitigation measures and remediation measures that are clearly outlined. That is missing here, and that is problematic.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you to the deputant.
Thank you, Councillor Holiday. Councillor Thompson? No. Thank you, Mr. Tate.
Thank you.